Hey guys, it's Sebastian. So in this video, I don't have a slideshow. I know I've been doing slideshows a lot, but in this video, I want to discuss a few things as to how I profited, not so much how I profited 25 grand in the past week, and this is pretty accurate. I believe it's like $900 off. So let's just say $24,000 profit in the last week, which, you know, if people are running a $100,000 a week store and they profit 25%, that would still be the same 25 grand. I'm able to capitalize a lot on my sales, and my profits are really high compared to a lot of people. So I don't have to do a lot of revenue to actually profit a lot of money. It's over 50%. I can scroll down 69% for this overall week, which was the past 7 days. So I was able to obviously, profit a lot, and that's all great and all, but I want to discuss the downsides of dropshipping and the downsides of making 25 grand in a week, because that's, if you do the math, if I don't scale, this is 100 grand a month, which is nice. That's a good amount of money. And last year I've done, I scaled stores to 6 figures per month and stuff like that. But I want to explain a few things. So we'll go back to last year and then we'll refer to this year. So last year I scaled the store with someone who really, it just refreshed again, but I scaled the store with someone who didn't really know exactly what they were doing with ads. He basically pitched to me how he was so good at ads, and then we never had like over a 1.5 ROAS, not even 1.5. I think 1 month we spent like $76,000 to generate like 115 or 110 grand in revenue, which is really bad. We like literally didn't profit anything that month, and the revenue was cool, and I was like posting it on my Instagram and showing off and being, having people think that I was doing all these big numbers, when in reality, this marketing cost was like almost the same as the revenue. And so yes, it looked cool and I showed off, and people thought I was like a crazy, big e-commerce guy because I was doing big revenue, but they didn't see the marketing costs and they didn't see the big downsides of the business, which is what I want to explain in this video. Because a lot of people recently have been DMing me or commenting on like my YouTube or something like that, or messaging me on Snapchat saying like, oh my God, like, can you show me how to do dropshipping? Like, it seems so simple. Can you show me how to do it? And it is a simple business model. Essentially, you find a product and you create a website and you sell it. The things that people don't understand is that it takes time to find a product, it takes time to set up the website, and it takes time to learn the marketing, which is, when people hear, oh, it takes time, like it's not as fast, it's not you just set up a site and you're making 25K a week, like it's not that easy, which again, 25K is not bad for, a week's worth of profits, but there is a lot that goes into it. And then you have to manage all of your customers. You have to make sure people are getting their packages on time and that the supplier is delivering on those packages and making sure they're all high quality products and stuff like that. And then, there is a lot that goes into it. And I'm making this video because a few weeks ago, again, I started this website, and now it's to the point where my customers have used the product that they're getting and they're leaving positive reviews on my website, which personally doesn't really happen much when you drop ship with 20-day shipping. People are just glad that they got the product, and then they don't ever go out of their way to do a review. So that's nice for me to have people actually doing reviews for me, and I attribute that to my customer support team and having customer support be on point and stuff like that. But that is a big thing that people don't understand, is there's a lot of like shit that we have to deal with. So I'll just go back to last year. We, ran this store, scaled it to over 100K. I did not even quality check the product before I scaled it. So the product ended up being very poor quality, that a lot of people who got their products didn't even like the product, and it was just not functioning properly, and it was a bad product overall. And I'll admit that. And I was at a point where like I could not refund every single customer. Like, it would really put me in a bad situation. I think 100 grand out of anyone's bank account would put them in a bad situation. So I had that happen where I had all these customers who had their product, and some didn't even get their product. That was some issues with the supplier. And then that was a big issue because I had a lot of chargebacks for the next few months after that. So once that stuff started happening, and once I started getting the real backlash of drop shipping at high revenue and the big issues that were coming into play, like people got my phone number from my website, people found my personal Instagram and were DMing me, like threatening me, like, oh my God, your website sucks, all this stuff, and just like a lot of horrible stuff. It was just a poorly ran store, and there were a lot of issues that I ran into. Mostly the issue was like long shipping times, finding a supplier on AliExpress rather than Alibaba, and not having good customer support in line. That was a big issue. I didn't have any live calls or live chats on my website, which was a big issue again, because now I have that integrated on all of my websites, and having a call center and live chats and email response times being under 1 hour, that is amazing. Your customers take note of that, and they put that into the review if they are going to review your product, because then they end up having a great experience when you actually take care of them and treat them with respect and treat them well, fast, in a timely manner, rather than having having their emails get left on read for 2 days and then replying 2 days later, which is traditionally what happens when you find normal VAs and just outsource to whoever. So basically last year I went through, this time where I was going so up because I had all this revenue, and then I wasn't really profiting a lot, but I was still getting that dopamine of all these sales, like, oh my God, 100K in a month, like this is crazy, oh my God. It was cool and all, but like I wasn't really making much on that store, and like if anything, I was losing money. And then that got to the point where I had to turn off the store because we were stealing content on Instagram and doing traditionally what a lot of people do when they dropship is like they take content from people and then they just post it as their own, like whether it's a video ad or something like that. And they have all that stuff where they just kind of take content and copy exactly what everyone else is doing, which is bad in my opinion. Like it didn't work well at all. It wasn't effective, and it just wasn't the solution to actually set up a long-term business, which I think is what a lot of people don't really talk about with dropshipping. They're just like, how to get this ROAS, how to get this, amount of sales. But the true issue, I would not say issue, but the true thing you have to deal with is how to get the sales and make sure the sales stick, because sometimes you'll get a ton of sales on a product, but then you falsely advertise it, or you sell the product and it's not the same product that it's falsely advertised, or the product quality is just not good, and then you don't have sales that are sticking. So what that means is people are doing chargebacks and they want returns, or your product isn't working or something like that, where you're getting all these sales and then they're not really counting as sales because you have to then refund them money or give them a new one. So with this store, I'm seeing a lot more time go into the store. My stress levels have increased a bit, which is fine. I understand that that's going to happen as I manage people and manage to grow a store and have all these customers rely on me for fast shipping and fast product delivery and having good quality products. I understand that, and I'm completely fine with that. The issue, it's not really an issue. It's just like there are issues and downsides that come with this business. But now I do have these thoughts where it's like, okay, this customer got their product today. Do they enjoy it? Is she using it right? Or if it's a clothing, does it fit well? Or whatever the product may be, is it delivering on what I've sold them on? And if it is, then that's good. But that is a real thing that I have to think about on a daily basis when I see all of these tracking numbers getting updated where they're getting delivered today and stuff like that. So seeing positive reviews on my site is just a great sign, showing that the product and what I'm delivering is great for the customers. They enjoy it. Another good thing is repeat customers. When you get repeat customers, that basically shows you that they are actually enjoying your product and they do find value in it. I've had that happen many times in the past week or two. I just thought it was interesting because I posted my revenue and my profits, 25 grand in a week. That is not too bad for like a week's worth of profits, and I agree with that. It's not too bad. But the thing is, there's a lot that goes into it. And normal people, when I say normal, I mean people who are traditionally used to working a job and just following in line, like just listening to a boss and having their schedule set. It's very hard to have them shift from that to doing what I'm doing, where I'm scaling a store from nothing. I'm literally coming up with an idea and putting that into action and actually making it something that is making me a decent amount of money every single week. But again, a lot of people do not have the capability of actually managing something like this because they don't have the patience to actually run the ads and have them profit, and they don't have the patience with customers to actually take care of them, or they have too much of an ego to refund a customer or something like that. But it is not easy. A lot of people will struggle with it, and that's why I think it's interesting to see all of these people that see the numbers and they're like, oh my God, Seb, like I want to do what you're doing. Like people I've went to school with are now reaching out to me, and it happens every time I start posting one of my stores. They reach out and they're like, oh my God, like it looks so easy, teach me. And it's like, okay, I can direct you to my YouTube videos, but understand there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't talk about. Like I'm showing the money I'm making, but I'm not showing you guys the customer support I have to deal with on a daily basis. I'm not showing you guys all of the calls the websites get. And I'm not saying calls as in people are like, where's my product? It's just like people asking a lot of questions. And I'm not showing you guys the amount of thought that goes into it. Like when a lot of people are getting their product, I have to literally think every single day. I'm like, okay, is this product going to be good? Like I'm delivering it. Is it going to be good? We will see. Like I'm crossing my fingers. I've obviously quality checked all the products I sell now, but there still is that small like not doubt, but like thought in my head, like, okay, is the product good? So just having these positive reviews get brought in, that's amazing to see, and I'm super hyped for that. But again, there are a lot of downsides and stuff that people really don't discuss much on this topic, like of making a decent amount of money every single month. Another thing you have to deal with is competitors. So if someone starts competing with you, you can either have it bring you down, like you can just get depressed about it and be like, oh, well, there goes my my ride and my high of making a ton of money, or you can double down on what you're doing and reinvest a lot of money and make sure that no one can even compete with you because you've scaled to such great heights and you've set up so many good systems that you have in place to where every other site is just inferior to yours. That's one thing that I had to deal with a lot last year. I had a lot of people copying my product and stuff like that, and it sucked, and I let it get me down. Like, I let it bring me down, and I was just very upset when I saw even friends. Like, I went to visit someone out of state in, I believe it was Pennsylvania, and I showed them the product I was selling, not thinking anything of it. And then literally 2 weeks, no, probably like a week, I got back to LA, and a week from that, maybe like 2 weeks, I got back to LA and I saw this website that was pretty similar to my name, and I saw the Instagram page pop up and they had copied my site. And then I checked the location, and the location was where, like, the Instagram location of the profile, and it was literally where I had just visited. So I was like, wow, did they really do that? So I called that person up and I basically asked them, like, did you copy the product? And sure enough, they did. So there are just a lot of things that you do have to deal with, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I'm not saying this to like scare you out of it. I'm just saying this because there are that small well, I don't know if it's small or large percentage, but there is a percentage of people who watches these videos and who gets pumped. They're like, oh my God, 25K profit a week. Like, I could do whatever I wanted with 20K profit or 25K profit a week, even 25K profit a month. Some people would even be fine with 25K profit a year. But there's a lot that goes into it, and there is a lot more than just running ads and, you know, delivering on a good product. You have to have a team in place to manage your customer support, to manage funds getting on hold, to manage calls, to manage live chats, to manage like content. There's so much that goes into it, and it's not bad, it's good, but it's just like, this is a business. It's not like it's just something where you can turn it on and make a ton of money and you'll never have any headaches. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, I didn't want to scare anyone off. I just wanted to simply explain that there are downsides to this business model, as any business model, and there are headaches that will happen and will occur in your lifetime as you scale a store. It's just how it works. You have to manage more customers, the more money you make, and then the more customers you manage, the more headaches you have to manage, and then it grows and grows. So understand, like, if you want to scale to that, I don't know, I'm doing like 25K profit a week. If you want to scale to that point, understand you have to manage a lot of customers. If you only want to scale to like 10K profit per month, you don't have to manage as many customers, and try to figure out what number you actually need to make to be satisfied and go with that. For myself, I'm just looking to scale to the moon. I have a good team in place to where I can manage all this stuff, so it's not really an issue. But for some people it is. When I was first starting out, again, I really didn't know how to manage any of this stuff, and I realized that there were a lot of things that I had not set up properly. So all of those little pockets of things that I should have set up prior to actually launching the stores that I did last year and stuff, those came back to bite me like a few months after I started the store, because they showed as I scaled the products. So essentially what I do now is, before I scale, I solve as many issues as I can with all of my customers, and then I set myself up for success in the future by just solving all of the issues and preventing them, taking preventative steps rather than taking like steps after that fact. I do that just because once I scale, I don't want to have these issues be magnified. It's very simple. But other than that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys got value from this. I again know it wasn't a slideshow or like me showing how to do something in specifics, but this is stuff you guys have to learn if you are serious about getting into dropshipping. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to smash the like button and click subscribe below, because I post every single day dropshipping content. Other than that, if you guys have questions, comments, or video recommendations, you can drop those in the comment section below. But other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.